Are you beating yourself up with if onlys and what ifs? Then this episode is just for you. Welcome to Midlife Unlimited, the podcast for women who want more. I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined today by my episode 92. Oh my goodness, episode. The wonderful Anne Dawson, to give a taste of our full-length audio episode that's available now, wherever you get your podcasts, How to Cut Yourself Some Slack. This is going to be a good one. And yes, it's the lady off the telly. It's the one and only. It's fabulous to have you here, Anne Dawson. Hello.
Oh, Kate, it's so wonderful to be here. It really, really is an absolute honor. And I love your work. I love what you do. So yeah, let's cut ourselves some slack here.
Well, talk about kindred spirits. Viewers, there was no email sent. We are just naturally, well, leopard print. It's my favorite neutral. We are the ladies in leopard print. We hit it off from the word go. So go and listen to the audio episode, but you're in for a treat now. So keep watching, keep watching. Now, I really should have said, shouldn't I? Don't really do shoulds. Q Anne, because for 26 years, that's something that you were hearing quite often in your ear, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, 26 years at QVC. And I always said if I was ever to write a book, it would be called Q Anne, because really hearing coming to you in five, four, three, two, one, Q Anne, that means action. That's the TV equivalent of when you're filming, and it means do something. It means take action. It means you need to move.
Mm.
And really, in light of the fact that I retired from QVC last summer after those 26 years, probably the biggest Q Anne came on the 31st of July last year, where it was kind of jumping out the boat. And now, listen, got to do it for myself, want to do it for myself. You're never too old. I turned 65 then, and I just thought, if I don't do this now, if I don't Q Anne myself now, when am I going to?
I love that. And you literally are the epitome of, I won't say it's never too late, but seizing life by the whatevers and just going for it. And in the process, cutting yourself some slack, because that I talked about what ifs and those regretful if onlys that, oh my goodness, how often do we beat ourselves up and berate ourselves, be nasty to ourselves, really.
Mm.
But it's fair to say, I think, that you've navigated quite a few big midlife changes in the last couple of years. Obviously, leaving QVC, a massive decision, part of that. But I think in our full-length audio episode, you do beautifully say that cutting yourself some slack has been vital to that. It really has.
Oh, absolutely. You do need to cut yourself some slack. And I think that's what we're not good at, particularly upset a few of the guys here, but particularly as women,
Yeah.
because what I tend to see happening a lot of the time, whether it's motherhood, whether it's doing the best for your children, whether it's being the one that's got it all together, looking fantastic, got beautiful children, and managing to do the school run in the morning without a hair out of place.
It's that put the
And
mask on. Yeah.
yeah, there's just so many demands. And I think naturally through life, we make the decisions and we make the choices that we do based on the information that we have at the time.
Mm.
Have I got it all perfect? 100, 200% no. But for many, many years, I lived under a lot of guilt and shame for maybe some poorer choices that I'd made in terms of relationships, etc.
Mm.
And you've got to cut yourself some slack, because whatever you did at the time, and if people are watching, and whether that's, a relationship they've been in, maybe it's a choice of career, maybe it's family relationships, or whatever it is, you did the best you could at the time with the information that you had. Now, whether hindsight being the wonderful thing that it is, you look back and go, that was just such a rubbish decision to make at that time. You did it. we need to just move on. We can't stay stuck. And I think that is the absolute epitome of where a lot of women are. And it doesn't tend to happen when we're very young. I
No.
think it does tend to happen later on in life. And because we've got more to go on, haven't we? You know, the kids have grown up, maybe they've flown the nest,
Yeah.
maybe they made choices, maybe their choices have followed our choices, and then we take the blame of that as well.
No.
You know, we can't do that. If you want to move forward, you know, it's the old adage, there's a reason that when we're driving the car that the front screen is a lot bigger than the one in the back, because
Uh,
you need to look at where you're going. Yes, okay, in light of where we've been in the past, but you so much have to look at where you're headed.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you know where you're going, you will get there. You will get there. You know, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm full of analogies, but
No,
I'm
but
thinking,
I love analogies.
no,
I love stories.
no, but looking, you know, looking in your rear view mirror, looking in the wing mirrors and all the rest of it, they're there to help us navigate, move forward.
Yeah.
They're not there so that we stop the car and just stare at them. They're
No.
there in order for whilst we're driving, whilst we're accelerating, and whilst we're moving forward. So I think that's really, really important. But before any of that, you need to cut yourself some slack on the decisions you've made and then really get a grip on where you want to go.
No, that's so important because I love what you just said about hindsight because again and again we don't have crystal balls and hindsight only comes afterwards. So
Yeah.
if we're waiting for clarity, and so often I say women particularly, oh, I'm not ready, or what if, or what will so and so think, or oh, I haven't really got time because we're making ourselves busy by taking on things that we really don't need to be doing, trying to perhaps I'm going to put my teeth in, perhaps protect ourselves, or as you were saying, that kind of comfort zone that really is quite uncomfortable, that we've outgrown to a certain extent. But the thought of shaking things up and exploding things is blinking scary. Now, obviously, we've mentioned that you've left QVC, but there was another big blow up change in your life. And I know you won't mind me mentioning this when you split from your husband. And that was something that you didn't see coming, did you?
No, I didn't see the split coming at all. That was completely out of the blue. And it was a gut punch. It really
Yeah.
was. When that came out in that restaurant that evening, I really didn't see it coming. But and I don't know whether I mentioned this when we did the full episode, but one of my thoughts immediately was, what is this leading to? Where
Mm,
am I going? I'm taking a different path,
yeah.
and you're not part of it. I remember thinking that,
Mm.
and all sorts of thoughts were coming to mind. Now, I didn't do anything about it for several years, but it got me on that trajectory.
Started
And
you, yeah.
yeah, and you know, I think I mentioned to you beforehand, I did care for my brother for the best part of
Mm.
17 years after our mother died. And it was when he passed away in September 2024, which isn't that long ago,
No,
that I do remember saying to and thinking to myself, this isn't a dress rehearsal. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And you just have to go for it,
yeah,
because nobody will be saying on their deathbed, I wish it's more, I wish I had tried that. I wish I had pursued this. Never I regret doing it. It's all the regrets about what you didn't do. I think that's more important, really. And you mentioned something key a few moments ago, the what ifs.
mm,
I almost get to the point, Kate, that and I say this to other people as well, if a if something starts with what if, it's usually negative.
yeah.
It's never usually a positive. We very rarely are like, well, what if I do this and it works amazingly and everything's glorious?
But
It's
even
usually,
then, we might talk ourselves out of it because it's like, well,
yeah,
what will people think though? What if it's successful? Then people be like, look at her. Who does she think she is? And we're
yeah.
making excuses. We're just making excuses to keep ourselves stuck.
We are. And one of the things I remember hearing many, many years ago, that when you get a what if, you should replace it with even if.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that if it's a what if I am successful, what if I'm not successful, what if I do this and the bottom falls out and all the rest of it. If you finish the sentence with even if,
Mm.
that's good enough.
I love that. I love that.
Even,
I'm all
yeah,
about a reframe. No, because we talk in our full length episode about, you know, I call it positive catastrophizing, but asking what is the worst that can happen? And we mentioned baked beans, and we agree we actually quite like baked beans. What is, if I make this decision, knowing as little as I know or as much as I know, based on the information I've got, I'm taking this step, I'm making this choice. And as you say, we won't always have clarity. It won't be the right time. I can guarantee you that you'll never feel ready for it. But I love the phrase you use. I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. And even
totally.
failing is not that bad. Failing
Yeah,
just
but
means,
is it
yeah,
even failing? I don't
precise.
even really think it is failing.
No,
It's, we say trying and failing. I think trying is success.
yeah,
It is success because if you don't get the outcome that you want, that doesn't mean you were a failure.
no,
Where you, where in a sense, failure can come into play is failure to try.
no,
Listen, we're here now. I've got True North with Anne Dawson behind me. This is my happy place. This is the studio. Did I know this was going to happen last July when I left QVC? Not a bit of it. Did
no.
I know this was going to happen at the start of this year? But this is where this trajectory, this is where this journey has taken me
Mm,
so that I am happy in the studio and I do bring people in and I do promote their businesses and what they're about. And that is what I do. That's my happy place. And this would never have happened if I'd have been like, oh, well, I've been here 26 years. It's a very good income. I should stay put. What happens if I jump out the boat and then I drown? Would never have happened.
no,
So I'm thrilled. And I think obviously the reason for your podcast as well is you're all about, Kate, encouraging people. You're
mm,
all about getting your message out there and judging by the guests that you've had on, it is all about, we need to throw the windows open and let the sun shine in and say, as long as you're living and breathing, it's never too late.
no. Oh, I'm all about adding life to our years. And now we're a longevity revolution is happening, and we are part of that. And we are so lucky. Whatever our health is, whatever our mental state is, we can take the best possible care of ourselves now and moving forward to make the most of every precious moment, can't we? And I mentioned the lemonade or life throwing us lemons analogy in our full length episode. And as you say, you have made the most gorgeous lemonade out of it. Now, I see the sign behind you. Obviously, all your details are in the show notes for our episode, and you have your guest profile on the website. But please talk us through True North with Anne Dawson and the
Well,
gorgeous studio. I'm loving it.
Well, True North with Anne Dawson is really a follow-up to what I did on QVC. At QVC, I spent 26 years getting the best out of people's brands and the people themselves in terms of what they were offering. So I had to distill that very, very quickly on live television. Now, what I actually thought when I was thinking about, I've got such a strong background in sales, I
Mm,
was thinking there's a lot of people that don't like being in front of the camera. There's a lot of people out there that I don't know, it can sometimes come across rather as a little bit of inauthentic
yeah.
when they're facing the camera. So what I've decided to do is bring people into the True North studio, sit them down, and I get the best out of them. I find out what their business, I mean, we've done a little bit before they come in the studio,
Oh,
but
it's all
I
about
get
the
the best.
research, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I will do this interview so that they're talking to me about what they do. They're not looking at a camera. There's not a script in sight. And I will do the calls to action for people to get involved with their business, whatever that business. And there's such a wide variety.
Mm,
And honestly, like I would say, at the end of the day, a journalist can extract a message and a salesperson can sell. but it's another skill set entirely to extract a message and an interview and to be able to sell it on television,
No,
on camera. And that really
absolutely.
is what I'm all about.
No. Oh, I love shaking things up. And obviously, with me as well, like the podcasting, it's a natural way of combining our skills, isn't it? And I just, genius, genius and leopard print. I mean, what more can you ask for? What more can you ask for?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And we
Yeah.
didn't, nobody wrote us a memo.
No, no. But what's delighted me more than anything about our conversation, both our full length and now, is that you said, Kate, I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Totally. I was saying this to you beforehand. I genuinely am the happiest I've ever been in my life. Now, even when I think back to some really happy times when, like, being 7 years old and going to bed on Christmas Eve and,
Oh, yeah.
being all
Will he
excited and
come? Will he
summer
come? Yeah.
holidays and all the rest of it, I can't, and this is hand on heart, I genuinely cannot think of another time in my life that I've been happier. And I look at my children, I look at grandchildren, more on the
I was
way.
going to say
And I
more on the
just
way.
absolutely, and I am just totally, totally thrilled, satisfied. Has every box got a tick in it? Absolutely not. Am I booking holidays to the Maldives every 2 seconds? Absolutely
Not
not.
yet, but we will.
Not yet. But you know what? I get up in the morning and I'm excited about what I do and I'm excited at who I help. And life is good. And it wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had all those bumps, along the road. Life very rarely takes a linear trajectory. There's a lot of bumps and bops and twists and turns and you name it. It's learning how to navigate them.
Yeah.
And I think we can all do that if we cut ourselves some slack.
Oh, see, I love that. Anyone would think you'd done this before. Well, I say it's absolutely wonderful to be talking to you
Thank you.
on screen. Obviously, viewers, go and tune into our full length episode. There's some corking golden nuggets in there. Go and connect with Anne on her. Well, actually, no, I haven't asked you for the. See, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Slap my wrist. Right. Your details are in the show notes for our audio episode and on the website where you've got your guest profile. How can viewers get in touch with you, please?
Well, they go on to my website, which is truenorthwithannedawson.co.uk, and they can get in touch with me there and we can have a chat. We can look at all sorts of things as to, well, obviously how they can come into the studio, but any help with sales, mentoring, anything like that, that's the place to go to. They'll see my work, they'll see what I'm about, and they'll see what others say about me. And yeah, I would love to hear from them.
No. Excellent. 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 So go and collect. See, I'm too excited. Go and connect with Anne and head to the website too, where you can find out details of how you can connect with me, and how you can work with me one to one or come and join more MORE exclamation mark, my award-winning all-in-one coaching program for fabulous females where I will help you add life to those years. So thank you, Anne, for joining me. Audio, visual, you're a joy. You're a joy in
Oh,
whatever
Kate,
format. You absolutely
it's
are. It's wonderful
you
to have
are
you.
too. I've loved every second. And I know you're not a million miles away, so forget the virtual coffees. We're going to be having a real
No,
one soon.
absolutely. And I say with the book coming out as well, we're going to be spending quite a lot of time together, I think.
Yeah.
So here's to being fabulous and flourishing together and living midlife unlimited. Thanks, Anne. It's been brilliant. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.